Hi everyone, it's Simon Flinders here. In case you haven't met me before, I'm the senior pastor at St Mark's Church. This coming Sunday would have been our second preschool service for 2020, but as it's turned out, sadly it's the second one in a row we've had to miss. So we just wanted to send you a message to let you know how much we miss you all. Pat and I are certainly missing your children in our regular Bible times. But we're missing you parents as well, especially at our preschool services, but also the afternoon teas that the church hosts once a term. We very much hope we can resume offering these in term 3, but of course we'll have to see how things pan out. Please be assured of our care for you and our prayers for all the families in our community. And if there's anything in particular we could pray for you or any way we could help you or your family, please don't hesitate to get in touch and let us know. As you probably know, our own weekly Sunday services haven't been able to meet in our church building since the middle of March. And so instead we've been live streaming Sunday services via our St Mark's Northbridge YouTube channel, and you can check that out anytime. But in case you and your kids are interested, the rest of this video message contains one of the talks we had in our Sunday service on the first Sunday that we went online. It's from Steph Kime, our pastor for children, and it just runs for 6 or 7 minutes, and we hope that you might enjoy watching it here now. Even though we can't share a message with you in person this Sunday at our preschool service, we really wanted to leave you something that you could watch or listen to, which would remind you of the hope that God offers all of us, even in difficult times. We miss you, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, Simon. Hi, everybody. I was just wondering, do you know what leaves this tree these leaves come from? They come from a deciduous tree called a liquid amber tree. You might see these trees along the side of the road, and sometimes they get half cut off because people who planted it didn't realise there were power lines there, so they've had to cut the tree. Anyway, I have a story. When I was little, my neighbour had one of these trees. It was a really tall tree, and it had fantastic climbing branches. It was so tall, I want you to imagine it was as big as the top of the cross of our church building. Have you got that in mind? Well, this tree was amazing. And I used to play at the bottom of this tree, climbing on the branches. Thomas, you would have loved this tree. It was great. And one day, I decided that I wanted to climb right up to the top. Did I say I was about 7? I was about 7. So this day I climbed branch by branch, climbing up, 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 up to the top of the tree. I felt so good. I felt, yo, I did it. I'm so adventurous. And then I looked down. Ah! I didn't know what to do. I felt so scared. I felt worried. All I could see below me was leaves and more leaves, and everything looked like ants. I was so worried and I was so afraid. I kept thinking to myself, what if I'm stuck? Will anybody miss me? What if I have to sleep here overnight? What if possums come and attack me when I'm sleeping? What if no one misses me? What if I have to go to the toilet? I didn't know what to do. I was so scared and I was so worried. Have you ever been scared or worried? Have you ever been afraid? Maybe you've been scared of the dark. Maybe you've been afraid that you can't find anyone to play with at lunchtime. Maybe you've been worried to ask other people for help. Maybe you get worried when things need to change and when there's a change in your life. And maybe you're a little bit worried about COVID-19. What if I get sick? Or what if my family and my friends get sick? What if there isn't enough medicine? How is this going to end? You know, it is perfectly normal and okay to feel worried and afraid. Everybody does it. But I have a story for you today from the Bible, from the book of Mark, which tells us what we should do when we ask the question, what can I do when I feel afraid or worried? What can I do when I feel afraid or worried? Are you ready for the story? It's a true story, and I know that you know it. But I know that you're going to be at the screen saying, Steph, we know this one, we know it. But it's really important. And it's important to answer that question. What can we do when we feel worried or afraid? Okay, are you ready? It comes from the book of Mark. I just need to get some things ready. Hang on. One day, after Jesus was teaching a huge crowd of people on a lake, his disciples decided that they would go to the other side. So they got into the boat. Safety is first, right? They got into the boat, and at first it was calm. This is nice, isn't it? It's quite splendid. I'd love to do this trip every day. But then suddenly, the wind began to blow. The waves began to grow, and the disciples were moving and rocking around in the boat. The water began to come into the boat, and they were like, "Ah, we're going to drown!" Thank you. The disciples thought they were going to drown. The disciples were like, "No, what's going to happen to us? Help, help, help!" And Jesus was just, when the disciples were there, they were worried, they were scared, they called out to help. "Jesus, don't you care if we drown?" The disciples, when they were afraid, they called out to Jesus. They called out to him for help. And Jesus, because he cared, he got up and he said to the wind and the waves, "Quiet, be still." And you know what happened. The wind died down. The waves became still. Jesus had power to control the wind and the waves. Because Jesus cared, he heard what the disciples said, and he was powerful to do something about it. When we're afraid, like the disciples were, we can also call out to Jesus. We can call out to him. Who is he? He is the powerful Son of God. And where was Jesus when the disciples were afraid? He was right there in the boat with them. He was with them all the time. What can we do when we're afraid? Like the disciples, we can call out to the powerful Son of God and know that he is there with us. That is a great reminder for us, isn't it? That no worry of ours or things that we're afraid of, nothing is too big or too small for Jesus. He's in control of it all. And when we trust in Jesus, he is there with us the whole way. He cares. He's helping us. So let's call out to him. Let's trust him because he is the powerful Son of God.